Hello, I am Aura McKay. I'm the founder of Business of Creativity, and this is Coaching for Creatives, a weekly live broadcast that I do on my Facebook group, the Business of Creativity community. Today, I want to talk to you about how to price your creative services. I started this conversation last week on Coaching for Creatives, and we talked briefly about the first step to being able to effectively price your creative services so that you can make profit and that you feel confident in your prices. So go back and check out step one if you haven't already listened to that. Today, my intention is to help photographers, videographers, copywriters, designers, coaches, and consultants help you guys figure out what you don't know. The biggest block for you right now in pricing with confidence is that you probably don't know what you don't know. You probably don't know the kinds of decisions you're going to make, or maybe you're overwhelmed by all of the different decisions that you can make. There are so many different things to consider when we are setting our prices, not just what it costs us to deliver, not just what is the market going to bear, and not just what is the value that our clients think that they need or that they're going to get from our services. Those for sure are the top three. Today, we're going to start with the second decision to make, which is what is going to be your pricing model. Once you've made the first decision and you know for sure what you're going to sell and you're super clear on what your services are, the second decision to make is your pricing model. So what do I mean by a pricing model? For many of us, this might be the first time that we've really considered what is a pricing model and why do I need to have one? And what I'm talking about is, are you going to charge by the hour? Are you going to charge by the day or half day rate? Are you going to charge by the project? Are you going to calculate your prices based on cost plus a markup? Or how are you going to think about and model your pricing? There are other decisions to make, like pricing strategy or revenue collection strategy, that can certainly influence your ability to market and sell. But the decision that you need to make about your pricing model is really about your own confidence and how can you present your prices to best support your clients in getting the best value in exchange. Many of us as creative freelancers start by thinking that we're going to charge by the hour. And if you look around in a lot of the Facebook groups and the communities, a lot of freelancers are saying, what is the average rate for a graphic designer for the hour? What do copywriters charge by the hour? What is the average price for coaches or consultants by the hour? This is certainly great information to be able to use internally to see whether you're on par and on track with what the marketplace is doing to help you position in the world. But to bill your client by the hour actually does both of you a disservice. Billing by the hour ends up setting up your client to pay more if you're slow. And it means that if you are really good and fast and efficient, you get paid less money. That just doesn't seem to make any sense. So if we want to learn how to price our creative services with confidence and to support our clients in getting great value on their services, pricing by the hour doesn't achieve that. Let me give you an example. Let's say an example in my Business Accelerator Mastermind group this morning, when one of the designers said that she quoted a job to do some Photoshop work on some images, and she quoted based on the whole project. She said, okay, here's the value of the project, here's the quote for the project. And in her mind, she thought it would take her about 4 hours, but she didn't say, this is a 4-hour project, this is what I charge per hour. She just said, this is what the project is for your completed images with the design work done. Here's what the cost is. And they agreed to that cost. So the graphic designer goes to her client and says, hey, client, this is what I think it's going to charge for the whole project, for the delivery of these images being completely done and completely designed. Then she went back to do the work, and it didn't take her 4 hours. It only took her an hour to do the work. So her skills, her efficiency, she was in a great mood, her creativity was on flow, she was able to sit down, all the tech worked, everything loaded and downloaded and uploaded really, really quickly. Everything was super efficient. There were no problems whatsoever. And she still got paid the same amount as if it had taken her 4 hours. So you're starting to see that the value to the client didn't change. The value to the client is still the same amount, but the work that she did to get there, the client doesn't care whether it takes you 1 hour or 3 hours. They care, are they getting value for the price that they're paying? Are they getting value for the price that they're paying? What you want to do is you want to choose a pricing model, and I recommend pricing by the project. You want to choose a pricing model that supports your clients in having an experience of receiving value. One of the dangers of pricing by the hour as well, and another of my members in the mastermind group this morning said, well, if I price by the hour, if I say, okay, this is going to be a 7-hour job, the client will say, okay, well, let's see if we can only do it in 5, and I'll let go of this, this, and this. But then when you go to do the work, they still want everything. They just want to pay the 5-hour price. For him, charging by the hour sometimes means that the client tries to squeeze extra scope inside of the project to try to make him work faster. And there's all this pressure to do the work because the client's only paying for 5 hours and I got to get it done in 5 hours. Instead of charging by the project, which would give him space for his creativity to go, which would give him no pressure in terms of time constraint. It would set him up for being able to do a much better job for the client and have a much better and fulfilling experience as the creative service provider. So 2 big reasons why you want to choose a pricing model, particularly a project-based pricing model that's really going to set you up and your client up for success. You'll still need to know what your minimum price per hour is in order to calculate the project price. But in terms of a pricing model that you're going to use in your business, I highly recommend that you avoid pricing by the hour or even a half day or full day rate. Same thing, people will try to squeeze more scope into the half a day. I really recommend pricing by the project. If you have any questions about how to do that or what I mean by project-based pricing, please drop them in the comments. I'm always going to be back checking in the comments, or book a call with me and let's talk about your creative business and your pricing. Thank you again for joining me live today. I appreciate it. I'm Aura McKay. This is Coaching for Creatives, and I will see you here again next week.